Hey, guess what time it is, boys and girls? It's time for the tip of the week. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is Valsa. Today we're killing trolls. So we just got our KVK matchup last night, and we're getting to go into the Winter is Upon Us scenario, and we started the Brink of War event. And right, in the first 2 days of Brink of War, the Shadow Troll event, these used to be the worst 2 days of the entire cycle. I don't mean the worst 2 days of Brink of War or the worst 2 days of even the home realm, like the worst 2 days of the entire KVK home realm, all of it. Right? Brink of War, of course, is important for your realm to try and achieve as high a score as possible. The realm with the highest score, you get a 3% damage boost. Second place gets 2%. Third place gets 1%. Then you get the really strange fourth place gets a CP recovery boost. Okay. And then fifth place gets Legion March Speed bonus. That 3% March Speed bonus, it's arguably better than some of the lower damage boosts, but it's certainly better than CP recovery. Oh well, whatever. All right. Anyway, during the first phase of Brink of War, you kill Shadow Trolls to earn points. There's also individual quests there, right? But you're looking for realm points, and there's basically two types of Shadow Trolls. The green ones, the normal trolls, they kind of act just like Darklings, or the purple ones. You need to rally these, okay? Well, the way the points used to break down, there was a massive advantage to doing rallies with exactly 2 players in the rallies. The elite trolls were hard to find. They got hunted to extinction very quickly, so you usually were searching for respawns. You can only have the 2 people in the rally, and you're trying to use all of your CP this way, including whatever massive amounts of CP bag you had saved from the previous season. It basically took more or less the entire 2 days of doing nothing but duo rallying these purple trolls. It was simply dreadful. Alright, thankfully the devs have fixed this, and it's a big win. First, just some easy wins. There is now a search function for trolls, including elite trolls, and their respawn rate just seems to be a lot higher. That itself would be enough to call this a huge win, but it gets a lot better. Alright, for realm points, the realm points are scaled by how many players you have in the rally, okay? You get 4k points per person, so obviously you have a minimum of 8k points because you obviously need 2 people in a rally, up to a max of 32,000 points for an 8-person rally. Now I guess it's possible to have more than 8 people in a single rally, but you really kind of got to be trying to cheese something to get above that. And all your rallies from 2 players to 8 players are now equally efficient when it comes to realm points, so there's no need to restrict yourself to only dual rallies. You can do any number of players as long as it's not more than 8. Alright, now that's a massive win, but it gets even better, right? The non-elite green trolls, they used to give you only a pittance of realm points. You never really kill these guys unless you were lazy, unless you weren't a team player, or you were basically out of time the last couple hours and you just rushing to spend whatever was left of your CP, right? I've certainly been in that circumstance. But green trolls have also been substantially buffed in terms of the realm points. They now give 1,100 a pop. Alright, let's do some quick math. An elite troll rally costs each player in the rally 150 CP, and it gives them 4k realm points. That's 26.67 realm points per unit of command points, right? A normal troll costs the player 50 CP per march, and gives the player 1,100 realm points. You do the math there, that's 22 realm points per CP. Alright, well, you might say the rally's still better. Not so fast. Green trolls behave like Darklings, in that there's a CP reduction the longer your marches stay out of the city. Each troll after the first, your marches will kill for 2 CP less, up to a maximum of a 10 CP reduction. Right, so the 6th and subsequent green troll your march kills, it still gives you 1,100 realm points, but only costs 40 CP. Now you do the math on that, that's 27.5 realm points per unit of CP, slightly more efficient even than a dark form. Alright, now I'll spare you some further math, but the tipping point for when green trolls become a better deal for you is if you kill 25 trolls. Alright, honestly that's not that hard. Alright, other considerations between the two, there's a few. Rallies take longer, obviously. Rallies will give you random speed ups, but the green trolls always give you training speed ups. A lot of players, we only need training speed ups anymore. Now rallies will give you treaties some of the time, and if you need them that can be relevant. Or maybe you have an alt account that needs them. Rallies will also give you alliance chests, and these add up quickly. And these alliance chests, right, they also give you the points for the blessing chest. Really at this point I think the differences between the two are pretty minor, and you can do either of them and feel good about contributing to your alliance, provided that if you're doing the green trolls, you manage to kill a large number of them before you need to refresh. All right, any tips on that? Yeah, the trolls won't do any counterattack damage to you if you're hitting them from range. Now, some of them do have ranged attacks, the ones with boulders here. So if they aggro your ranged march, they'll throw the boulder at your ranged march and do damage. But other than that, they're not going to do any damage to any marches that they're not in melee range with. So I suggest bringing one strong tank. Honestly, Garwood Madeline or maybe even Garwood Eliana can be good, because what you're really looking for is a march that can stay out there a long, long time. And then in addition to that tank, 4 strong ranged DPS marches. Archers are good, mages are good, even elk riders can be okay here. All right, 2 more last tips. Yeah, so you can auto darkling these guys. Now keep in mind the auto function is a little derpy, and you'll end up, some of the time your ranged marches will end up in melee range for the trolls, and obviously they'll take damage then. So that's not ideal, but auto darkling is an option here if you need it. The second thing here is you can use your farm accounts to greatly boost your realm score. I have a couple of farm accounts that they have very little beyond donkeys, right? These guys couldn't kill a single green troll between them. But you know what they can do? These farm accounts can join a rally that's already going to win. They'll get credit for winning a rally. They use their CP for that, which they weren't going to use for anything anyway. And now, remember, all rallies up to 8 players are equally efficient, so they'll get that 4K realm points in addition to the marches that won the rally, if you will, right? Now, one last point before we're out, and it's another win, right? There's individual quests. They used to be you had to both do green trolls and purple trolls. Now the quest, you just do it by spending CP any way you want to, right? That's another big W from the devs. Perfect change, thank you, all right? So that's it. We're getting ready for a new season. I'm pretty excited. I'll try and get a season preview in the next couple days. And until then, stay classy, Belleron.
This concludes Volsa's Tip of the Week.